Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today in this video I am going to discuss regarding some basic rules for commas for your OET letter. So what does mean by a comma? A comma is a punctuation mark used to indicate a pause in a sentence. ഒരു സെൻറ്റൻസിൽ ഒരു പോസിനെ ഇൻഡിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനാണ് നമ്മൾ കോമ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Okay, so what are the purpose of this comma or commas in a sentence? When we are using these commas, it will give a clarity on your sentence. And the second purpose is a comma will give you a complete expression of the meaning of a particular sentence. Especially for this purpose, we need to use commas in our writing session. Right? Okay. So here, now let's start with our basic rules or principles to use a comma or commas in our letter. First rule is use a comma to list down items, or use a comma to list down series of items. For example, you have in your list, you have 3 or more items. So here you must use a comma. For example, you want to buy apple, grapes. So how you will connect the words as I want to buy apple and grapes, right? Here no need of comma, you use that conjunction and the word is a conjunction, right? But the second example is you want to buy more than 3 items. For example, I want to buy apple, orange, grapes and lemon. So in this sentence, you write as I want to buy apple, comma, orange, comma, grapes and lemon. Before the last word, you put and. That is your conjunction, right? So the first rule of comma is when you want to write a series of items, especially more than 3 or more than 3 items, you must use a comma to separate your items or the word or phrase. Clear? About the second rule, a comma used to separate independent clause, word or phrase when they joined by a conjunction. I already informed you, or I already mentioned you, and is a conjunction. Like in our English language, there are so many conjunction like for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. These are the very basic conjunctions, okay, in our sentence. Okay, so this second principle means when we are used to separate two independent clause or word or phrase, when they join by a conjunction, you need to put a comma before the conjunction. For here example, I will be on vacation tomorrow, so I need to complete my official works today. എനിക്ക് നാളെ വെക്കേഷൻ ആണ്, അതുകൊണ്ട് എനിക്ക് ഇന്ന് തന്നെ എൻ്റെ ഒഫീഷ്യൽ വർക്ക്സ് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം. Okay, in this sentence, again the sentence is I will be on vacation tomorrow, so I need to complete my official works today. Here the word so is your conjunction. So in this sentence, how you will use the comma is I will be on vacation, comma. Okay, after this word vacation, you put that comma, then so I need to complete my official works today. Okay, so before any word conjunctions, you need to put comma in your sentence. So here this comma acting as to separate two independent clause and complete the meaning also, right? Okay, I hope you are clear with. The third principle is you use this comma to mention a direct address. Here, when you are speaking, you are lecturing or you are speaking or you are doing one talking in an interview, You are talking on a particular person. That means you want to mention a person name. You want to address that person. In this situation, or you are in a conversation, you want to address an address one person opposite talking to you. You want to address him or her name means you should, in a sentence you are writing, you should use a comma like this. John, you are wrong. John, I think you are wrong. When you are conversating regarding something, you want to oppose the person talking with you. You are not agreeing with the statement. You want to mention you are talking is wrong, or you are talking regarding that is not right. Okay, like that you need to mention means you are mentioning that person. John, I think you are wrong. Okay, so in this sentence when we are writing John, that person name, right? John, comma, I think you are wrong. Clear? So in this situation, for to mention a direct address, you need to use a comma in a sentence, right? So that comma, or when we are telling that sentence, John, I think you are wrong. So after John, there is a verbal pause we are meaning, right? So that pause is indicating with a comma here, right? So, okay, clear. Then the next principle is use the comma to do a direct quotation. So direct quotation means here we know almost every books or every statements we know. A person said, especially she said, or John said, or Mary said, right? So when we are mentioning a person, he or she said what? Continue with the sentence. So Mary said she will be absent on today afternoon walks, or she will go to shop outside today. So Mary said. So after the word Mary said, you put a comma, then what she said, you mention what she said, right? So this is quotation. അവൾ പറഞ്ഞു, അവൻ പറഞ്ഞു, എന്താണ് പറഞ്ഞത് എന്നുള്ളതിന് മുൻപ് നമ്മൾ comma ഇടുന്നു. So this is the another rule. Use a comma to do a direct quotation, right? The another rule is use a comma for the titles, for the date, and for the numbers. How you use a titles? How you use the comma for a title? Here, when you are mentioning regarding a person, you need to mention who is that, right? Maybe you are mentioning John, comma, MD of this hospital, comma, what you said. What do you want to continue with the sentence, right? So this is about the title. നമുക്കറിയാം നമ്മുടെ OIT ലെറ്ററിലെ ടൈറ്റിൽ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ അല്ലേ ഡോക്ടർ, ഡിയർ ഡോക്ടർ, നഴ്സ് എന്നുള്ള ആ ഒരു ജോബ് ടൈറ്റിലാണ് നമ്മൾ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. സോ ഹിയർ ഓൾസോ വെൻ യു ആർ യൂസിങ് ദിസ് കോമ ആസ് യുവർ പഞ്ച്വേഷൻ, റൂൾ ഫോർ ടൈറ്റിൽ ഇസ് ജോൺ, കോമ, MD, comma, this hospital. What is the hospital or institution? So this is a rule for title. After the title, before, first you mention the name, after name, comma, and second the title of that particular person, comma. Okay, this is a rule for titles. And next about the rule for numbers. Sorry, rule for date. When you are mentioning date, we know December 19th, 2020. That is your date means you write December 19th, comma, 2020, right? This is a principle for using the comma for writing a date, okay? Rule for date. And the third one is how to use a comma when you are mentioning numbers. Sorry, mentioning numbers. When you are writing, for example, 2,500, you need to write as 2,500 rupees or 2,500 people, like that. You have to write 2 comma 500, or you can write us directly 2500, that is 2500. It's clear. Okay, but here you want to use comma means the rule is after the digit 2 you put comma, then 500. It means 2500. So after that 2000, that is the main body of that number, right? ആ ഒരു 4 ഡിജിറ്റ്സിലെ മെയിൻ ബോഡി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ് വിത്ത് 2, റൈറ്റ്? 2500. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ മെൻഷൻ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവണം 2500. സോ ആഫ്റ്റർ ദാറ്റ് ഡിജിറ്റ് 2 you put a comma means there is a pause, there is a clear meaning 2500. Clear? So this is a rule to use commas for numbers, right? So these are the basic rules to use commas as your punctuation in your writing section. I hope you are clear with some informations, and thank you for watching my video, and see you in another video session.